What's up, guys? We're back again, and I honestly did not expect to be making another cigar vlog so soon, but here I am with yet another treat. I'm very fortunate. In the last cigar video, if you guys remember, we were rocking with the Partagas Lusitania, and in this one, I'm lucky enough to try pretty much the next best thing, or I guess the only one that beats it out with that. We're doing the Cohiba Esplendido today. Same situation as last time. I was fortunate enough to get this as a gift from a good family friend of ours, so big shout out to him. Thank you very much for this wonderful treat. We're going to enjoy it to the fullest. We have got a fun little setup here. I'll cut to the B-roll to show you guys. We're rocking with all Herf cigar gear here. We got the big giant Herf dog bowl out in front of me. We got the little lighter slash multi-tool that I like to call the Herf Tesseract. Big giant heavy duty square. It's got everything you need and more to make sure that you've got a good cigar session. And of course, we've got the Herf cutter over here, the guillotine cutter, so to speak, with a V-cut on the front and a nice clean cut on the back right here. So we're gonna dig right into this guy. From what I remember, this is Fidel Castro's pick, yeah?
It was his favorite.
Okay, was his favorite back at one point. This was one that, again, you couldn't just pick up at any random location or from any vendor per se. This was handed out VIP style to only the most distinguished individuals. So I'm feeling a little special with this little endeavor today. Before I dive into this, there we go, I am going to look up a couple flavor notes and see exactly what I'm supposed to be tasting for or experiencing. And then I think it'll be pretty interesting to compare it to what I actually end up tasting or experiencing. I'm seeing chocolate, pepper, lemongrass. I'm seeing hints of molasses and citrus in there. Leather finish going in there. Cherry, milk coffee, apples, plums. This thing has literally like the entire flavor array, everything you can imagine, honestly. Not too bad. Okay, enough chit chat. Let's dive into this guy. Get a little toast on the bottom. There we go. Let's get into it. Okay. Okay. Get a little shrapnel on the tongue. Okay. First thing I'm getting, right off the bat, I'm getting like light notes of pepper, but I'm getting a lot of like a smooth, kind of like sweet undertone in there. I'm trying to figure out what that sweet is exactly. I don't know if it's like, it tastes more of like a chocolatey kind of flavor. I'm not like, I recognize when it's like fruit tones and stuff like that. It doesn't taste like it's like any like dried fruits or, you know, apples or any of that stuff yet. But yeah. Yeah. For me, it's spice, chocolate, maybe a hint of nuttiness in there. That's all I got. Palate isn't too distinguished. For me, I'm not some amazing cigar aficionado, so obviously my taste is going to be a little bit limited. But again, that's what I'm getting so far. Overall experience of the cigar so far as well is it's exactly what you would expect. It's just super smooth with the draw. Everything is just a dream, basically. Like, that's what it feels like. As you guys can probably tell, I'm in a slightly different background, just basically in my family's basement. And so down here, we have a few extra tools. Last time, I was enjoying it with some Buffalo Trace, courtesy of that family friend. Today, I'm enjoying this cigar with a new favorite that I discovered maybe like a day or two ago, and this one quickly shot to the top of my list in terms of favorite bourbons to have with a cigar or just in general. I am sipping on a little bit of this guy right here, the Knob Creek Smoked Maple. This one was kind of a wild card. I just decided to try it. I usually go for my staples, but my father-in-law had it down here in his little bourbon collection, so I figured, why not? I'll try something a little bit different that night. And man, this thing tastes like it is literally a glass of syrup. So smooth. To me, it literally is the closest thing bourbon-wise that I've tasted that feels like it's like one of those like ready-made margaritas kind of. It is so smooth, deceptively sweet. Makes you think that it's, you know, got something else in it, like an additive or sugar or something like that, but there is nothing extra. It's the product. That's what you see is what you get kind of thing. So this one quickly shot to the top of my list because of the flavor profile and how well it pairs with these cigars. Smooth. So smooth. So as I'm kind of working my way through this first third, the first thing that at least my flavor palette is picking up beyond the initial notes that I was getting is now there's a much bigger development of some spice in there and some pepper and everything. Me personally, spice and pepper isn't my favorite thing that I like to experience in cigars. I like to have something that's a little bit bolder of like a main undertone, and I like to have some sweeter notes in there if possible, or some smoother, creamier notes. But it's definitely not anything that's unenjoyable. I've had ones that are too spicy for me, or too peppery, or too, you know, much of that stuff in there. This, of course, it's not hitting that range at all. The spiciness in there is very, very well blended. If I was going to pick a spicy cigar, it would definitely be something that would be a little bit more in this range, or within this kind of blend of 11 herbs and spices that they've put inside of this cigar. So we'll break into this midsection here pretty quickly, and then I'll give you guys an update on where we're at with the flavor palette. So we are just kind of finishing up that first third of the cigar, working our way into the middle game. And for me, the middle game is making this guy come alive. That and the combination of the smoked maple kind of coming in here. I started having a few more sips of this once I got the beginning of this video rolling and everything. And the first thing that I got that I've been really enjoying and kind of going back and forth between these two, I take a sip of the smoked maple real quick. Let the syrup do its thing. Nice and good. Nice and sweet. Then you take a puff. And what I'm getting right off of that is like this immediate vanilla, like smooth, creamy vanilla flavor that comes through. And it is just, it's impressive. I can see why this is the number one. For anyone who knows, I feel like, or anyone who's had one of these before, you know the experience. It's hard to describe how good it is because it's just difficult to put it into words. It's one of those things that you kind of just have to experience. But man, what a treat. What a treat. I'm going to get back to enjoying this. I'll update you on any of the additional flavor notes or things that I find in this middle third, and then we'll hop in here at the end for the final third of the cigar. My father-in-law had a very good point. One of the kind of outside factors of the cigar, or I guess a couple outside factors of the cigar that are things that I feel like aren't immediately factored in, because when you're looking at a cigar, obviously, you're thinking of things like smell, taste, you know, what's the immediate things that you're going to be experiencing. But there's a lot more that goes into the experience of having the cigar. The build of it is just super clean. The draw, super smooth, no problems there. The burn, as he was saying a little bit earlier, razor sharp. You're not having to like keep touching this cigar up with the edge of the lighter or anything like that, or do any extra knots. Like, I lit it once, and pretty much from the start of me making this vlog, pausing in between, taking B-roll, all that stuff, it's stayed lit, and it's just stayed burning and stayed smooth the entire time. All of that is stuff that you definitely kind of have to factor in when you're looking at an overall, you know, experience with a cigar, and it's killing it. Like, it's killing the game. This is an awesome treat. So again, I'm not going to disclose the name of that family friend, but family friend, if you are watching this, a very, very hearty thank you to you for letting me enjoy this treat and letting me make another vlog out of it. Cheers. What was your review of the Cohiba Esplendido, this lovely little treat?
It's a world-class cigar. It's very hard to find unless you know how to find it. And through
course.
my very good friend and lawyer,
Mm-hmm.
who has a supply of Cubans.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something that at one point Fidel Castro's was his favorite brand and type, the Cohiba Esplendido, and that you couldn't even get it. He would have those boxes and hand them out only to dignitaries
Yep.
at an early stage.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, and it's one of the most, if not the most, counterfeited cigars in the world. And just have faith that this one is real. It is legitimate, and there are all
We've checked the Carfax.
There are all kinds of tells from the box, the band, and so on. And it's just a wonderful experience. Not something I'd be smoking on a daily basis. The price point is really quite high, to get it.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a wonderful experience, and I'm very happy that my future son-in-law, Cameron, is enjoying it. He's enjoyed the Partagas or the Partagas Lusitania,
Yes.
and now the Cohiba Esplendido. So it's wonderful to see him also enjoy it. So
We're definitely still in the middle third of the cigar, but I feel like I'm hitting the sweet spot in terms of everything that this guy has to offer. It's right as I'm like kind of finishing up the last bits of the middle third and starting to kind of transition into the final third of the cigar, as you guys can see right there. And it's just like, it's just smooth. Like the only thing I can describe it as is just like smooth, creamy, like just sweet overall flavor. And of course, I'm pairing it with smoked maple, so I'm getting little notes of syrup that are like mixing in there with it and, affecting the overall tasting experience. But man, this was like, it entered for me, and like I said, spice isn't necessarily my favorite. It was definitely within range for me, and I was okay with that. Like I said before, if I was going for a spicy cigar, it would be something of this nature. And then as we were developing in that middle, I was like, okay, like it's definitely, it's smooth. I'm getting some other elements in there and everything. But as we're in this little range right here, this is like, man, I wish I could sit on this for a little while longer. Because it is just, yeah, it's impressive. Very, very impressive. I'm trying to compare this versus the Partagas Lusitania in my head. And I honestly don't know which one I like better. I like them both for different reasons. I don't know. You guys tell me, and you can leave a comment or something down there. But I feel like you can match cigars based off of the type of experience that you're trying to have, right? So like you might have like a special occasion cigar, you might have like a kickback and relax type of cigar, like I'm sure that that's a thing, and I'm not the only one who feels like, I'm not the only one who feels like that. So this for me is more of like a special occasion cigar is what it feels like. It feels like this is like a New Year's cigar. This is like a, I just got like a big promotion at work cigar. I'm out with friends celebrating a big event type thing. Like that's what this feels like to me. I feel expensive when I'm smoking this. I feel like that's the best way to put this. With the Partagas Lusitania, that one was like, it just felt like it was more of like a personal enjoyment cigar to me. Like that one felt like one that, even though it was an expensive buy, just like this one, I feel like I could smoke that one more often and just feel like, ooh, like that's just a good like special gift for Cam. And I get that maybe on a couple occasions and stuff like that, but overall, both are very, very good. I mean, you guys share your thoughts, share your different experiences down below in the comments. I'm very curious to see what other people have picked up when they're smoking this cigar and how it makes them feel, the flavor notes they're getting, the aroma notes, all that good stuff. And honestly, I don't even know if there's something that you can compare to this that would be, a little bit of like a substitute per se. But if you know or think of anything, let me know, because I'm going to try and find it. Now you see what I'm talking about when I say I feel like this is like a special occasion cigar.
$980.
That's nuts. That is nuts. But the price tag holds up to the name. This thing is...
It's not a good shot.
It's just smooth. It's good. show you guys one more time real quick. That's for a set, for a box right there. So if you got that kind of idle cash laying around, I guess this is maybe your go-to cigar. But for everyday average Joes like myself, this is definitely like a special occasion type ordeal. All right, enough chit chat. Let's smoke into this final third and end this vlog off right.
This is the website I turned them on to.
Man, that's great. That is great. Finishing up that middle third, and as you can see, we're getting kind of close to our wrapper right here. I had to pick between the two of them. I feel like the Partagas Lusitania would be more of my daily driver, based off of what I was just explaining to you a little bit earlier. The feeling that it gives me, the slight difference in the taste profile and everything like that, honestly, between the two, that would be more of my go-to for an everyday. This one would be my special occasion. This one would be my, you know, Cam's film like a high roller, there's a special event going on, I'm at a wedding, you know, any of those type of profile events, that's what I would break one of these guys out for. Because yeah, it just is like, it's good.
This baseball bat, the Nica Libre.
It's definitely a baseball bat. That thing's huge. Good lord. And what's the deal with that guy? How'd you acquire him?
This was just a special sale from Cigars International, I think.
Okay.
And
just happened to land on the lineup.
And I actually forget. I want to say it's like 8.5 inches by 60 ring. It's a monster. I like to do a rose cut or cross cut.
Okay.
So we're doing the V cut one way, vertically.
Okay. Boom. Got it.
Then we're doing the V cut horizontally.
Okay. Boom. Got it again. Let me see the tip.
And we have a rose cut.
There you go.
Or a crisscross. We toast or heat up the foot to make the light more even.
Very nice.
All right.
He's lighting that boy. Lighting that boy up.
Let's blow on it. Nice and even.
I think you're set.
We're good. And I'm also drinking my favorite, my #1 bourbon, the Old Forester 1910.
And what's the flavor profile
which is
on that boy?
a double oaked bourbon, double barreled bourbon. Very dark, viscous, great legs
Nice.
on it. And it's, for me, there's vanilla, caramel, toasted marshmallow, graham cracker. It's good.
You're definitely in the final third of the cigar. Running up on this wrapper here pretty close. I'm going to have to take this guy off in a second. Honestly, I'd say the only bad part of this cigar is simply trying to balance vlogging while I am enjoying the cigar. I would say, once again, to anyone who has smoked one of these guys before, drop a comment below for me, please. Give me any recommendations that you think are close or even remotely close. And also let me know what you like to pair with it, whether it's a bourbon or some other drink or liquor of your choice. And yeah, man. Wow, what a treat. What a treat. So good. I'm going to enjoy this last little bit and let the vlog just kind of roll. But I appreciate you guys for tuning in and watching, whoever decided to stay with me this long. And if you like videos like this, trying out different cigars or just different things in general, let me know. And maybe we can get some more of those on the channel.
Like and subscribe.
You heard the guy. Like, subscribe, and appreciate you guys. See you in the next one. Cheers.